Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chris, and we're here for the final part of my Nantahala National Forest backcountry fly fishing trip. This is my second trip of 2025 at the end of February, and we've had the chance to catch some beautiful native brook trout, discover a beautiful campsite, see some beautiful scenery, and in this final episode, we're actually going to fish right below that large waterfall I shared with you on part 2. And then I'm actually going to get above it, go through the rhododendrons, and fish through some beautiful water, get a chance to stalk a couple native brookies. And what do you know? I end up coming across another waterfall. And then we're going to wrap it up. But before we do that, we're going to go back to the night of day 2, and we're going to start this off with a little fireside chat, and I'm going to give you all the chance to get to know me, learn a little bit more about what I do when I'm not out fly fishing. So I hope you stay with me to see that and to see the closeout of this adventure.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this fire is hot. I've had to move a little further away from it. So, yeah, it's going to be roaring all night tonight. So, you know, I snacked all morning, and then I stopped, took a break fishing, had some almonds, had a Cliff Bar, and then fished a little bit longer before I stopped and ate. And it was 2-ish, I think. So I hadn't actually eaten supper yet. It's what is it? It's 7:25. So, but I expect I'm gonna get hungry in the next half hour, and then eat some dinner. So, but yeah, just sitting out here, finishing off this beer. I've got some bourbon that I'll sip on a little bit here and there, and maybe I'll have some tea. I brought some tea along, my last trip, and yeah, I really enjoyed having that tea. It gets cold late, and it's a good thing to have right before you go to bed. So, but yeah, really good day. I mean, yeah, I probably fished total 5 hours total, and but getting a chance to explore, seeing this water, trying to figure out how to get here in the future. Where do you just take off and go, so you can take advantage of just fishing all the way upstream. So whoa, oh, probably got a burn in my pants there. But that was good. So, in the future, you just come here, you camp here, if this is where you decide you camp, and boom, you just take off down the trail. Yeah, you got to hike back, but yeah, take off down the trail, and then go in the creek, and then I can just make my way up, and that'll be the thing to do, in the spring and the summer. So you don't have to worry about, if you slip in the water, it's cold, you got waders on, could do some just a wet wading, and then it's just easier when you wet wade. So, and so forth. So bring a couple of wet bags if I think I might go in climbing a waterfall or something. I can stick the things that would get harmed if they got in the water. Put them in a wet bag and go from there. So, but yeah. So I want to thank again, all the folks that's been watching me for 2-3 years now. I started this channel about God, maybe it's almost 4 years ago. I think I put 1 or 2 videos out there and didn't put anything out there for a year, other than some personal videos to share with some family and stuff like that. But yeah, finally I just started putting them out there, and I mentioned in the last video I hit 500 subscribers. So thanks again for everybody that's been watching and enjoying this. I started doing this really just for me and for future family and grandkids and stuff, because you can put them on YouTube and it's just easy. You don't have to worry about storage space and stuff like that, and easy for the family to watch it and stuff like that. So, but since I hit the 500 subscribers, it was January 15th actually. It's just continued, and when I came on this trip, I've pretty much been without cell coverage. I did get a little cell coverage up when I was up higher in the trail. Actually, I realized it last night, putting the bear bag up. So I called my wife and spoke to her. But anyway, I had 924 subscribers. So trying to get to that 1,000 mark. That's actually a big deal in the YouTube world. But everybody that's been watching me for a while, has stuck around, new folks that have found me over the last couple of months. Hey, thanks a lot, man. That's a really cool thing. That people actually enjoy what I do. I mean, I really enjoy it. I grew up when I was a young kid, spent so much time at the hunting camp, the deer camp. I'm actually from South Louisiana, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and my father was a big deer hunter. Whitetail deer hunting in Louisiana. He'd go to Colorado, New Mexico, every 2-3 years for an elk hunt, mule deer hunt, things like that. So yeah, I used to spend a lot of time in the woods with him. It was so much fun. He had some really close friends that he worked with. We actually built a camp. Built a deer camp out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, completely off the grid, had no power. We used propane to connect it to some, kind of an old-fashioned lantern type setup. That's how we lit the place, and of course with flashlights and things like that. But it was a really cool thing. Spent most of my childhood out of the deer camp. My dad's friends, they both had sons, and one of them had daughters, and a couple of his daughters would come out there. But we got to be really close for so long. But yeah, grew up in South Louisiana, SEC country. So for those that live up in this part of North Carolina and up in the Atlantic, grew up an SEC fan, but I'm also an ACC fan now. My living in the Triangle, in the Chapel Hill, Raleigh, Cary area, Durham. You got all these great universities there with UNC, Chapel Hill, Duke, NC State. You can't help to not get attached to a lot of those schools and so forth. But yeah, my daughter ended up going to UNC, and so kind of gravitated toward that university and adopted that university. But actually, I went to LSU, and first time I went to UNC's campus, it really reminded me a lot of LSU. All your sporting venues are there, your football stadium, your basketball stadium, baseball stadium. It's all there. You have the wonderful Franklin Street, LSU, had, the Tigerland, and the bars and the restaurants right there on the edge of campus. So that was just it was really great, and so kind of kind of adopted the UNC. We'd go over there, go to Franklin Street, have some food and so forth. And then, hey, my daughter ended up going to university there, and so forth. But yeah, it's great to be able to get back out into the woods. I think all fly fishermen love the movie A River Runs Through It with Brad Pitt. I can remember watching that, I think in the early 90s. It's like, God, I'd love to learn to fly fish. I'd love to be able to get out in these mountain creeks and different things. Well, when I moved to North Carolina, and we've been here 22 years, I think. I was like, okay, when I realized, hey, you got trout in the mountains and so forth, so bought a fly rod, just a basic combo kit, right? Combo kit from Cabela's. And learned the art of casting on a pond in my subdivision that I used to live in. And then expanded it into some of the large reservoirs in and around the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area. And then, started going to the mountains. And just the beauty of it. Yeah, in the beginning it was delayed harvest, hatchery supported, but you catch a ton of fish, right? You figure it out, you catch a ton of fish. It's a lot of fun. I do like to eat trout, so I learned several different creeks where maybe I'd fish the delayed harvest, but then I would go fish the hatchery supported and get 2 or 3 trout and cook them over the campfire, things like that, and so forth. I really enjoyed that, but over time, I'm like, okay, somebody's letting these fish go, right? And so they're there, right? And you figure out, how to catch them and so forth. And yeah, they're finicky, and you may not catch a lot when you go out, but yeah, sometimes not that hard sometimes to catch double digits pretty easy in a day. But then I finally started venturing out into the backcountry and just doing day hikes and so forth. And that got hard. When you do a day hike into a place like this or some of the other places you've seen me go, you're wiped out. You only get a few hours of fishing, then you got to hike back out and so forth. So, because I have to look at my work schedule and the weather and all that kind of stuff. I have a pretty demanding job for many years, that is. So some of you might know, what's my day job? What do I do when I'm not out here doing this? So anyway, I went to university, went to LSU, got an accounting degree, and because I was good at math and I like numbers. If I could do it all over again, I probably wouldn't do that. But once you get into your career after 5-10 years, and I moved to North Carolina with a relocation, right? I was ready to do something bigger at a company I used to work for, a large company. And moved to North Carolina. And the demanding job, it's continued, but it's been good for myself, my family. I've actually been with the same company now for 15 years, and I will finish with this company. And so hopefully, 4, 5, 6 more years, and I could call it quits and do more of this. But I have to, that's priority, right? My job is my priority. So I got to put in the effort there and so forth. But, I'm always looking 2 weeks out. And this weekend really worked out well. I mean, God, weather's just absolutely perfect. Cold at night, that's for sure. I think it's gonna be colder tonight, but yeah, established a good career and so forth. And my big hobby here, I actually have another hobby. I do play golf. So I try to do this once a month. And then the other times I'm on the golf course. So on the weekend, and then of course when the time changes, try to get 9, after work or something like that. But I've always, been an outdoor person, and I've always loved sports as well. Played a lot of sports growing up, and then golf's a sport that you can play until you get really old, right? Trying to stay in shape doing this. I do lift weights a little bit here and there, a few times a week. So I know I got to do that to do this. So that's for sure. And I've kind of stepped that up here over the last few months, and started hitting the gym again, because I realized some of these hikes in and out weren't as easy as they used to be 2 years ago. So actually, I can thank my daughter. My daughter lifts weights a lot. She does a lot of cardio and stuff like that. So when she was here during the holidays in November, December, we started going to the gym together, and it's kind of part of the routine again. So, I go in from anywhere to 2 to 4 times a week now, and it's been really great. I can certainly see a difference. It's been good. Lifting weights. I mean, getting back to doing some things I used to do when I was younger, like back squats, doing back squats and the bench press and doing everything. And I typically will alternate a body part during a leg, go straight to an upper body, and then I take a break. So legs, upper body, take a break. And that's really helped with the cardio and so forth. But yeah, I thought some of y'all might be interested. What in the world do I do when I'm not out here? Unfortunately, this is not all I can do. I can't go out to the mountains fly fishing, anytime I want. I've still got a day job, and I'll have to do that for, like I said, another 4 to 6 years. I'll actually turn 56 in April, so getting up there, but I still feel like I'm 20, 30 years old. So this porter is just hitting the spot. It's kind of heavy, but it's like that good appetizer. So, well, it's 8:30 now, and I'm hungry. It's a little late to be eating, but it's kind of caught up with me. I cut some more firewood, and I did a few other camp chores. And time to get something to eat. So I'm actually going to have some American buffalo goulash. I ate this on my last trip, and man, it is really good. It's buffalo, tomato, and pasta. It is really good. It is excellent. So for this trip, did three nights here in the mountains, checking out this area, and then my parents live just south of Atlanta, southwest of Atlanta. So on Sunday, when I leave here, I'm driving to their house. It's their birthday, March 3rd and 4th, so I'm going to spend a couple days, actually I guess, half day Sunday, half day Wednesday, and 2 full days, celebrate their birthday. Just going to work from their house on Monday and Tuesday, and then a little over half the day Wednesday. I'll leave like mid-afternoon, so I can go through Atlanta before rush hour. You don't want to be through Atlanta in rush hour. I mean, traffic there is terrible all the time, but you definitely don't want to be there rush hour in the morning and in the evening. So, and then, like I said, I'm leaving to come back on Wednesday, late afternoon, so I don't get the rush hour in Atlanta. And then my daughter and her husband are coming in on Wednesday night. So if I time it right when I leave my parents, I can actually pick them up at the airport. So so my wife doesn't have to go pick them up. But yeah, that's going to be cool to have them at the house. I think they're going to a wedding over the weekend, but you know, they're a little flexible in their work schedule. They can work remote when they need to. So they'll be with us, you know, 5 days, I think, 5 to 7 days, with going to the wedding in a different city and so forth. But yeah, it's always fun to have them at the house. We always have a good time. We like to go out, like to cook, make some drinks at the house, cook some good food at the house, go out and have some good food. So we always have a good time together. My son-in-law plays golf too. So we get a chance, we'll try to get a round of golf in. But one of these days, I'm going to get my daughter out here camping with me. Might have a better chance if it's her and her husband, but it'd be cool to get her out here one day. She loves to hike. I mean, growing up, you know, we did a lot of hiking in North Carolina, but she's not too fond of the camping thing. But it would be pretty cool to have her out here. It would be fun. It would be humorous. We would have some good laughs if she was out here. So anyway, let's check, see what this is like. Just a few minutes longer. Hey, good morning. Well, it's been a lazy morning today. Stayed in the tent till about 8:30 this morning, and yeah, I was just a little tired. I worked pretty hard yesterday, and but man, it was such a great day yesterday. Doing all the exploring, and of course landing a couple of native brookies was great. So it is almost 11 a.m. and all I got to do is put the waders on and take off. So I've got everything put away, eating breakfast, had some coffee, all that good stuff this morning and everything. But getting ready to hit the water and going to do some more exploring and yeah. Land one native brookie today, that's good enough. But again, I just want to figure out this water so it makes it easier the next time I come. So, but anyway, we'll touch base when I'm on the water later today. All right, this adventure just continues and never lets up. So I just came through that. Hands and knees, squatting, trying to figure out how to get through there. There is a faint trail, but here's the reward, which I'm hoping I can just go, go, go. I'm above that big waterfall now. Oh. Wow. I'm glad I just have one layer on the top. Man. The camera took a beat, and hopefully this is, you can see this. I hadn't taken it off. I think it's still in a good position. But, whew. Yeah, that was work. Coming all through here. Man, I hope this is all wadeable up here. All right, I think I can remember that. Man, I'll tell you, the excitement right now, I hope this is all wadeable. Let's see here. I'll go around some of those rotos. If I can get in right here. Yeah. Watch out for that thing. And this net was grabbing on everything. Go ahead and drop this Frenchie down there. It's kind of deep right there. The wind was blowing so hard down there by those falls, I had to just stop. But it's It's tucked in here. All right. I decided to keep going down that trail a bit. And I got a section where it kind of goes along the creek. And I just spotted two brookies together. Just kind of slowly feeding in front of these rocks right here, back off to the right. So I'm gonna try to get in here super quiet. Probably only gonna get one cast, and they'll probably spook. Concerned about this big chubby splashing down, but we'll see. Try to time the wind right. We're going upstream, so I may not have gone in front of them. Well, no luck on those two fish. There's actually, hadn't seen anybody in 2.5 days. And then had a couple of people stop by this morning that was just hiking in and so forth. And actually they're gonna do a little fly fishing. And a couple of nice guys. But then while I was out there fishing on the waterfall, looked like a pack of 6 or 8 guys came in hiking. And they actually followed me through this mess. And so I think they probably spooked these 2 trout here. So anyway, I'm gonna jump back on that. I'd love to be able to wade through here, but it's a little too deep. I think when I come back here, I'm definitely gonna bring my wading stick, even if it's wet wading, because it's a little deceiving. I mean, up here by this rhodo hanging in there, actually this rhododendron hanging in right over there. I mean, it was thigh deep right there. So, and yeah, certainly. So I need the wading stick, because some of these rocks, start to slant a little bit. That's what it was doing over there. So better be safe. So let me get back on that trail and just do some sight fishing, see how far I can go in here, get back in here and there. So it's just beautiful here. I'd like to see it moving a little bit more, because it's just, unless the fish are up rising, that dry dropper you throw in there, You're gonna have to be a good bit in front of them. All right. Found an area where I'm hoping I can keep wading all the way up into these riffles here. Let's stay over to the right. Cast in that area, move in front of that big rock. I can tell another fisherman's been here. You can see that monofilament hanging from that tree. Well, I'm deep enough, that's for sure. It's a good little run there. There we go, that's what I wanted. Well, that's a treat. Good grief. Wow. This area is full of surprises. Man, amazing. Looks like a perfect place for some brookies to feed. Wow. This area is full of surprises. I'm gonna tell you. Well, hey, what an afternoon. That was a lot of work. You know, I didn't do any filming going through those rhododendrons, having to hike around those falls and so forth, crawling on my hands and knees. But I tell you, that was work. And when you weren't on your hands and knees, you were duck walking, let's call it. So really good leg workout today. But I tell you what, it's 3:30 right now, and I'm going to go ahead and call this trip. I mean, mission accomplished. I really got to explore. I actually ended up staying on one creek because it was so hard to get to all the spots. You get down, you think you can start, wading up, and then bam, you hit another obstacle. And I didn't have my wading stick on this trip. Usually these small backcountry creeks, I've stopped taking it because I just really don't need it. But this one, I need the wading stick. That's for sure. I mean, there's a lot of places to where, they've been waist deep, but still, you got, rocks that are doing this, and you never know. It's just not safe when you're out here by yourself. So, but the next trip, I'll bring my wading stick. I know immediately where to go, can hike up, fish back up, and so forth. So I really enjoyed this trip, but I'm going to go ahead and call it because it's 3:30. Yeah, I would enjoy staying around the campsite and all that kind of stuff. But remember, I'm going to my parents' house, and so I'll be there a day early and to celebrate their birthdays on Monday and Tuesday. So I'll be packed up in an hour. I never set up my tarp this trip, so that's one less thing I have to deal with taking down. So I think I'll be packed up in less than an hour and get out of here and so forth. So, but hey, if you stuck around this long throughout this trip, hey, thanks for watching. If you hadn't subscribed to my channel, hey, give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up and so forth. One thing I didn't share is, I've got a lot of trips planned already this year. I'm going to do another Nantahala National Forest with my buddy Mike. We've got that planned for either April or May. I'm definitely going to go back to the Smokies at least twice. I'm probably going to pick another spot and scope out some more good Smoky Mountain water and so forth. But again, I'm going to get 12 trips this year, one a month. I got 2 in February, so I'm right on track because I missed January. So anyway, take care. Thanks for watching. Until the next adventure.